Dissections. Aortic, sudden, injurious, a natural violence of the innermost, a seepage that breaks open the layers of the central artery, a spilling over, a rupture of what has just left the heart. It tears you apart from the inside. In that, it builds most often without warning until it's too late, until you expect a quiet evening at home, perhaps at a candlelit dinner long overdue, perhaps when tucking a child into bed. It builds and builds. It builds until the tearing and then the collapse. It flows from the heart and floors you. This must deal with the human, seeking a special and lackluster comfort. Post-mortem, methodical, distant, a figuring out of what went wrong, awry, much gentler cleaving, however. As such, it is a comfort no matter how routine. Sometimes the bereaved need closure, something akin to answers. Here is the long-awaited autopsy report. Here is what happened. A science undergirds it all, a careful procedure, an understanding of structure, even when it seems to miss the point. That said, for all of this, one thing remains. It, too, involves a cutting asunder. With little coincidence, science is dissection early on. Those poor frogs, limbs for days. Analytical. Forget the body shuddered in the morgue, if you can. Silence the voice of what matters most. Here we arrive at dissection in the abstract, the extreme, of the sense that anything can be dissected so long as it suits the critical examination, so long as it analyzes even the minutiae, leaving no stone unturned. It can seem inconsequential, a mere formality, though it remains in pursuit of a new shape of knowing. This writing is the formaldehyde that lulls frogs into their imaginary gardens, their sanctimonious ends. As for the poetry, why not a surgery? That certainly is more hopeful, yes? Working with living tissue, the lifeblood, the sustenance. The extremities are the first to go, the easiest removed, the most susceptible at that. Poetry can be surgery, at once a routine as well as a last-ditch effort, though no less precise or calculated than the dissection. And in either case, the poem cuts. It both cuts and invites the cut. By the time you are reading this, you warrant another answer, which may or may not come. And then there's a stitch. This is a stitch, a stitching up, another suture. Saying so works well as far as a manifesto might go. Stitch it up and rest easy. Stitch it up, dress it up, send it on its way, send it into full and inevitable ugliness, the living ugly and the ugly dead. Make it pretty, give it meaning, give it extreme meaning where nothing else matters.